Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fight Pit Podcast. This is episode 6. You got Crazy Maniac
Number
Productions.
6.
You got J-Dog in the house.
What is up?
And as always, we have another exciting week of action to cover with you guys. Review of Raw, Smackdown, AEW, Rampage, Dynamite. And the only other thing we have to talk about today, other than our ratings for UFC 4, 2K23, and 22. I almost said 24. Wow.
Not yet.
Other than that, which I am, going to win, by the way, is
No.
the fact that Alexa Bliss is pregnant. That's what I'd like to start off with. The reason we haven't seen Alexa Bliss, which I'm going to assume is that she was trying to have a kid, because now she is officially pregnant.
Not necessarily.
Right.
It's not just that, but that is one of the main reasons.
Right.
There's
so
other things, but
not
that's
only
the
has
major
she,
one.
Not only has she been gone for a while, she's going to be gone for another, at least, I'd say a year.
9 months. Yeah, 9 months
Right.
to a year. Because, pregnancy takes at least 9 months for the baby to produce, so...
Well,
It'll probably be,
wait, really?
it'll probably be a little more... Yeah. Yeah,
Really?
it's a 9-month period.
I thought it was
Oh, it's like 10
6
to 11,
months.
actually.
It was
No.
like 6 months.
No. Goes up into 40 weeks.
Wait, I thought it was like 3 months, though.
Bro, shut up and continue talking.
Yes.
Anyway, she'll probably
be out.
Yeah, probably be out for over a year.
Yeah,
she said,
she'll be out
I
for a
think
while.
something I saw, she said she will try to be back end of 2023, which is soon. A little soon in my opinion. But, she is expecting in December. So, when she has the baby in December, my guess is she'll give herself a month or two before she comes back. I think that's what she said too. Like when she has the baby, she'll give herself a month or two to recoup herself.
Just putting
And then
words
she'll
in
be
Alexa
back.
Bliss's mouth.
I'm not.
Got no
That's what she
idea what you're
said.
talking about.
I read an article. Trust me.
You read an article?
Yeah, she said. I read an article on it. It said she's gonna wait like 1 or 2 months after she has the baby,
Okay.
and then she'll try to come back. So
Yeah.
timetable in that case, it would be probably somewhere around January, February, maybe March of next year.
So, yeah, that is the only news that I can think of other than something that was said on AEW Dynamite. But we'll get to that later. Starting
Yes.
off, we're going to do the ratings, the rankings, the percentages for WWE 2K22, 23, and UFC 4. Because if you don't know, we're doing a competition. Whoever gets those 3 platinum trophies on PlayStation 4 first wins. And that is going to be Crazy Maniac Productions, because Crazy Maniac Productions is constantly working on achieving just the impossible. And the impossible seems to be that Crazy Maniac Productions is going to win. That seems to be the impossible, but you know it's possible. You know it's possible.
He's not even close.
You know it's happening. Look, these are my percentages.
It's not even close.
UFC 4, 90%. Same as last time. I only have one more trophy left until I get the platinum, so yeah. Anyway,
He's still gonna lose.
2K22, 72%. And 23 is 67%. 67%, it went up a little bit. I don't know how much it went up by. I can't remember what it was exactly last week, but yeah, 67% for 23, 72 for 22, and 90 for 4. So, what do you got, Jason?
Alrighty.
What do you got, Big J
I'm gonna start.
Dog?
I'm gonna do the same order as you. So my biggest rise was in UFC 4. I actually did some work. So I went up from 30% to 53%. So I'm making some progress. Don't know when I'll be able to get more done. Obviously sooner rather than later, but I just mean in the sense of some of these trophies are a little harder than others to get. So we'll see how long that takes me. So UFC 4, 53%. 2K22, I made quite a bit of progress. Actually, now that I think about it, not very much. I thought I was in like the 70s. I realized I was at 82. I just realized I was at 82 last time, but now I'm at 85%. and then 2K23 is still at 92%. I will probably be doing a little bit of everything this week instead of sticking to one game.
Yeah. Yeah, so obviously Crazy Maniac Productions, just based off of sheer will and determination, is in the lead. Based off of the actual stats, though, J-Dog is in the lead.
Based off of confidence, Crazy Maniac's in the lead, but based off of actual stats, I'm in the lead.
Nah, it's whatever. It's whatever.
And your lead's just based off of confidence. Don't
Nah,
even
I
get
am
in your
going
head.
to win, J-Dog. Crazy Maniac Productions for the win. So anyway, going off of our little percentages, we are going to move on to Monday Night Raw. And boy, this was the Monday Night Raw and SmackDown after Night of Champions. So a lot of stuff happened at Night of Champions. Obviously, you got Rollins being the new champion. You got Cody Rhodes, who lost to Brock Lesnar. You have Roman Reigns and the Bloodline story. So a lot of very exciting things. And for Monday Night Raw, they kicked it off with Seth Rollins, his world title celebration.
Mm-hmm.
And
And that was
yeah, it was
nice.
really cool. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was cool to see. I mean, even though they're trying to promote brand split right now, it was cool to see AJ Styles come out. I honestly actually was expecting a heel turn from AJ Styles. I thought that's where they were going to turn him heel and have a rematch. Well, no,
Yeah.
it was super genuine.
Well,
Like, he came out.
yeah, he came out, did the handshake, congratulated Seth Rollins. And the crowd was chanting to Seth Rollins that he deserved it, and AJ said, "You don't deserve it. You earned it." Which is cool, I guess. Uh, um, yeah,
And
so
then
you had
Seth
AJ
says,
come out, which was surprising since he's
I'm
on
not too good
SmackDown.
at these things, and gave AJ Styles a handshake.
Yeah. Yeah, so you had that. AJ and Seth just handshaking. Pretty cool stuff. And then you have one of my favorite acts in wrestling right now, the Judgment Day, interrupted. You got Damian, Dom, Balor, and Ripley. They all come out, and I just want to say one thing about Finn Balor. He is just funny. I don't know if he means to be or if he actually is just that like goofy looking when he comes out and does his stuff, but he's just hilarious.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, that's all you
Very
gotta
much
say.
so.
Yeah, and
One of my favorite parts is where they're naming everybody like who could win the title. They were like, Damian Priest could win the title, and then Damian's like, well, my boy Finn could win the title, and I thought they were gonna allude to Rhea Ripley, and they didn't. I thought they were going to, and they were just like, Rhea's like, hey, even my Dom Dom could win the title. And then you just see Seth and AJ look at each other and just like, I'm just like, the reaction from AJ and Seth was great. That was one of my favorite parts of that segment.
oh yeah, I loved it.
It
So
was
the
it was it was a good way to open up Raw for sure.
yeah, it was a good little world title celebration, and obviously just a setup for AJ and Seth to then eventually later on into the night face Priest and Balor, which just four of the best. It's going to be a great match. Uh, and then after that, Adam Pearce just confirms the match. Whatever it is. Uh,
And then AJ Styles makes a joke about Seth Rollins splitting his pants.
I don't think I caught that.
Yeah. So they're in the back and they're talking to Adam Pearce and just confirming the match. And then AJ Styles, yeah, and Seth over here needs to change the pants. And Seth's like, you do need to change my pants. Ugh. I was
No,
like,
I think I may have. I'm not sure.
I love Seth Rollins as this like, the best word I can think of is quirky, like a very quirky face, where
Yeah.
he's just super flamboyant but kind of quirky in the same way. He just makes these funny off comments, and it just makes his character that much better.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Seth Rollins, the very next thing we had was Becky Lynch's rival, That is Trish Stratus. She came out, wanted to do her little promo, and she brought out Zoe Stark. And it's very happy. I'm very happy to see that Zoe Stark is getting put with Trish Stratus because it's just going
It's
to
a good environment for
propel
her.
her into superstardom, especially being in a little rivalry, or at least involved in the rivalry with Becky.
Yeah. Hopefully they, yeah. Hopefully they push her to the moon with by putting her in a rivalry with Becky, because I mean even that can propel her forward.
I
Just
will
being
say
in a
though,
rivalry with somebody at the level that Becky's at.
I will say Stratus and Stark are they're a little. Maybe it's just going to take a little bit of time, but the chemistry is a little weird, in my opinion. It just
Yeah,
seems weird.
yeah, I can see why,
But
for
Becky,
sure.
she comes out and she interrupts after Stark and Stratus are just talking about Becky. Oh, Becky sucks. We're the best. I won, fair and square. And Becky comes out and she basically gets beat up, and then Stratus and Stark leave.
Essentially it.
Yeah, that's basically what you had. I mean, nice little promo, just getting
And
Stark's
then
name
you
out
just
there.
had Trish just put a shirt on Becky while she's like in the corner that says "Thank you, Trish," and
Yeah,
then leave.
I do like her gimmick of the jealous veteran who never really got the opportunities. I mean, it's perfect for her. She really plays the heel really well.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a good fit for her.
Yeah, and then after that we had Shotzi and Raquel. They were doing a promo against Damage Control. Raquel said that Bailey is the only one from Damage Control to not hold gold since the group started, which is, I mean, true, and what a burn,
True.
especially for the veteran
I was
of
about to say
Damage
that's kind
Control.
of sad. Because
Yeah,
Bailey used to be so much more. Like she'd be winning titles left and right, and now that she's in a faction, she gets nothing. But it's for the benefit of the people around her too. Like Io Sky's starting to get pushed. I imagine Dakota Kai, after she comes back from surgery, she'll get pushed as well.
yeah,
Because she was already starting to get pushed a little bit, but stupid ACL had to mess up again,
right.
and so it will be out for many many months. So let's hope that Bailey possibly gets a push soon. I hope that's what Money in the Bank does, gives her a good showing. I don't think she'll win, but
Well,
we'll
my
see.
thing with this, Shotzi and Raquel, they're not a tag team. That's, I mean, yeah, you can say they're a tag team, whatever you want to do. I just don't see them as a good tag team. It just feels like once again WWE put together two single stars, and now, especially they do it in the women's division all the time. I just, I don't know, man. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, Shotzi and Raquel. Like you said the other week, Raquel would be awesome on LWO with Zelina Vega.
Oh yeah,
That would be a great
for
women's
sure.
tag team, especially for the tag titles. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was decent, I guess. And obviously they had that promo to set up the later Fatal 4-Way tag match for the titles, which was a very good match. After you had all that Raquel, Shotzi, all that mumbo jumbo, you had Candice LeRae hype, which like I said before, these hype packages are awesome.
yeah,
This one specifically for Candice LeRae really put her, like it gave a lot of exposure to her character because it was
yeah.
literally said she lives in a fairy tale. She said that during the package. Just, I mean, I get to wrestle, I get to do whatever I want. It's awesome. I live in a fairy tale. And she is the
Lives in a
poison
fairy
pixie, so it
tale.
makes
Yeah, I was
sense.
about to say. She did play on words with her own nickname, and she's literally living her own fairy tale. Because I mean, I think anybody would be happy to be able to wrestle with their husband.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. I love these hype package promos.
Yeah, for sure.
And then,
Like you said, puts a lot of spotlight on people that you don't get to see often.
right. And then after that, you had the Fatal 4-Way Tag match, which was Shotzi and Raquel versus Damage Control, being Io Sky and Bailey, versus Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey,
Ronda Rousey.
and then also
And
Sonya
then,
Deville and Chelsea Green. And I really love the
yeah,
way that the announcer says Chelsea's name. She says, I don't know
hey,
if you've noticed it.
you can do it. I don't think my voice is gonna be
Well,
able to do it.
I don't think I can't do it either, but she basically says Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green.
Yeah, you did it a lot better than I would.
Yeah, it's
My
awesome.
voice is shot, so I
Yeah,
wouldn't be able
it's
to do something like that.
yeah, that
It
was a little
shows off her
difficult.
character
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Just a little special thing that nobody else really
since it's
has.
supposed to be like a Karen character.
Yeah. Well, either way, Sonya and Chelsea Green, they do good as a tag team. Like I honestly love them as a tag team. I liked their yellow and
Their
black that they had
chemistries
on.
mesh well.
The chemistry's
Yeah,
there. I mean, these two are. This isn't like Shotzi and Raquel, like just two random single stars. It was at first, but now it's actually like they're becoming a tag team. They could
yeah.
be a legitimate force. Not right now, but
And later on,
right. Especially since
but
Ronda and Shayna won.
yeah, they could definitely do some good work together for sure.
Yeah, the main parts of this match, there was a awesome armbar that Ronda did where she did it on Raquel. She basically climbed up her and then like got her into a triangle hold and then rolled. It was a pretty cool armbar. I really liked that. And then another cool armbar that Ronda did was the end of the match where Shotzi went for the senton and Ronda caught her with an armbar. Like when she landed from the top rope, it was pretty cool. Caught her in the armbar. That's how they
Got
won.
her full extension right away,
Yeah,
so she was trapped.
yeah, and it was a pretty good match. I mean,
It was
I
also
think
pretty quick. I was surprised on how fast the match was as well.
honestly, I think
But
it was better than the WrestleMania Fatal Four Way
oh
Tag
yeah,
Women's, at
the
least on
showcase.
the men's side was a lot better. But yeah, this match was better than the women's on WrestleMania in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
It was pretty cool,
I agree.
especially since nobody held the titles and obviously you're gonna have a new champion. I'm
Right.
very happy about that win.
Yeah,
And after all of
it's
that, you
well
had
deserved.
yeah, it is. And especially just seeing Ronda and Shayna, ooh, crazy. After
One
that, you
thing
had Cody. What was it?
I was gonna say, one thing that cracks me up is literally right after it happened, uh, Ronda went off on WWE for their booking decisions for this basically pulled a Naomi and Sasha Banks 2.0 and said they're upset with how the women's division is being booked. Ronda did. And I think
Yeah,
Shayna might have said something as well. I was like, you're just mad because it took them. They're just mad because it took WWE this long to give them the titles. That's. I'll be dead serious. That's. I think that's something they said as well.
I have been hearing a
That
lot of
they're
talk
mad.
that they're ungrateful.
Like, if you're ungrateful, then leave. I don't like. I would want them there, but like, they gave you the titles and you're still acting ungrateful. If you're gonna act ungrateful, then get out.
Yeah. uh, well, after that win that they got, you had a Cody Rhodes promo. Obviously, arm still in the sling, and I mean, dude, this crowd went crazy for him like every other crowd does. It's awesome to see how much of a he's a huge star in WWE. It's such a difference from AEW.
AEW.
I mean, he was a huge star there, but now he's just a great babyface, getting I think he's getting his due right now. This is what he's been working for his entire career, and he's finally getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came out in the sling, talked about Brock Lesnar, and wasn't this where they made the SummerSlam match?
No, the SummerSlam match is not official yet.
Oh, okay, but
It's reported that it's reportedly supposed to be taking place. The third match, their rubber match, is supposed to be taking place at SummerSlam, but it's not official. But I imagine probably sometime either close to or around not SummerSlam, sorry, Money in the Bank, they'll probably make it official.
Yeah. Well, I honestly think that
So,
they should have Cody just take a while off because he does. I mean, kayfabe has a broken arm. But and also give us a little break from Brock versus Cody because we did just see it. Might be a little too soon for it, like at the next pay-per-view, but at SummerSlam would be a great.
it would be perfect.
I think it would be
So give
awesome.
them, I
Give
would
it a
give
little
them a
bit of
2 month,
time.
yeah, I would give him about a 2 month break before his next big match. And you give
Yeah.
him even more of a break, and then you can transition into a different storyline later down the road and have a great return story. Which I think they'll do that since they did the whole broken arm thing. I think he'll get surgery again, kayfabe surgery. Because this is obviously a kayfabe injury. Like there ain't
Right.
no way. So they'll take him off to give him time off in kayfabe. I imagine he'll be gone for a couple months, and then they'll bring him back on one of the big pay-per-views
Yeah. Well,
and
dude,
start a new
you want to know something I'm
rivalry
very
or
excited
feud.
about?
Was that crazy maniac?
It's this next segment that we had because it's Riddle and Gunther. Riddle did his promo backstage interview, and he's talking about Money in the Bank. Obviously, it'd be great if Riddle won Money in the Bank, and I hope he's in the match. However, Gunther, while Riddle was talking about Money in the Bank, he came up to him and basically challenged him to cash in on Gunther's Intercontinental Championship. Which I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a cash in on the Intercontinental Championship, but I do want to see Riddle versus Gunther. That would be a good Intercontinental Championship feud to get us through until like SummerSlam or something.
I think you make. I think you should make that a match at Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah.
Like have that be one of the. Like, I think if you make that a match, you should have that be like one of the last three matches. Have it be Riddle Gunther, then your women's Money in the Bank, and then your men's Money in the Bank. Because it'll be a great
Right.
way to end the night. Because
Yeah, I
we
mean,
all know, that Gunther versus Riddle is gonna be a hard hitting match. Like I mean,
whether
hard hitting.
whether Riddle's in the Money in the Bank or in a match with Gunther, either way, it's just gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
And after this, we had a Ronda and Shayna promo just talking about how they won earlier and that nobody can stop them and that they are the best. Okay, that's pretty much it. A Money in the Bank qualifying match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Bronson Reed. Dude, what? Shinsuke Nakamura and Bronson Reed.
Why?
Bronson,
Why?
dude, Bronson Reed getting a good spotlight. I mean, he's been getting a good
Against
spotlight
Shinsuke.
since he's been on the main roster, pretty much, and it's
Right.
just great to see. And Shinsuke's return to being the king of strong style is just so refreshing,
And this main event push that he's been getting lately
and he won. He's
has
gonna be in the Money in
been.
the Bank over Bronson Reed. I totally thought Bronson was winning.
I'm still sad though. I wanted Bronson to be in it. Which he might still have a chance,
Yeah,
because they
right.
might do those second chance matches. Which if they do, which we'll get to the other one later, I hope Bronson Reed wins a second chance match because I want to see him in it.
Right. Yeah, it was a great match. Shinsuke. I know Bronson. He was in the lead, like definitely about to win. Went for the splash. He missed, and then Nakamura caught with. I think he caught him with the back of the head, Kinshasa, and
Yeah,
then Bronson
he
got
hit
up
him
and
with
caught
the
him with another one.
yeah. He hit him in the back of the head basically with a knee, essentially a like direct last shot to the back of the head instead of a rebound last shot. It was just right there, and then he. So yeah, it's basically what you said. Kinshasa from
Yeah.
the back of the head to the back of the head, and then a Kinshasa to the front of his face, and then he won.
Yeah, it was a pretty good match. Pretty good match, and Shinsuke Nakamura wins. I think that's the better decision here.
Definitely, without Shinsuke's been being pushed, for sure.
And you know what? I'll tell you what. People that I like being pushed is Judgment Day. Like I said earlier, Judgment Day just probably, obviously behind the Bloodline, the best faction in WWE right now. And they had a promo. They basically Byron Saxton went up to them and wanted a word with them, and they originally said no, get away. And then
Yeah.
he just kept Saxton, annoying as fuck. Balor talked to him for a little while, basically saying, "Yeah, we have our match. We're gonna win, like we always do. We're the Judgment Day." And then he wanted to ask another question, and it was so hilarious because Damian Priest is just like, "Get the fuck out of here," basically. it Priest is a dangerous man. I don't think Saxton wants to mess with him.
No. No,
Hell
you don't want
no.
to mess with him. I hope Damian Priest gets into the Money in the Bank match as well. He deserves that. I
Yeah.
hope he gets in.
Oh yeah.
If he gets in with who could possibly be in it, man, the Money in the Bank ladder matches are gonna be stacked on both
Hell yeah.
sides.
Well, let's not focus on that right now. We got to
Yeah.
focus on Balor and Priest, who took on Rollins and Styles, and this match was really cool. I liked this match. One of the main spots that I seen online before I even watched the show. Seth Rollins went up to Rhea Ripley and put his arm around her, and she thought it was Dominic or whatever. She just, or one of the other members of Judgment Day, just
What are you do? What are you doing? Oh, I don't know. I just came out here and I was gonna. What do you think you're doing? You can't touch me like that. Get in the ring.
yeah, it was definitely
It
the best
was
spot.
so funny. It was so funny seeing Rhea try not to break character. She wanted to laugh so bad.
Oh yeah,
And then to see Dom's
definitely.
face, he's like, "Oh, what are you doing with my mommy?"
With my mommy. That's my mommy, not yours.
It's Seth's face. I love them recalling Shawn Michaels and Melina. That was great.
Yeah.
Honestly, theirs was better than Shawn Michaels and Melina. I think it's because there was words actually with this one. With Shawn Michaels and Melina, Shawn just turned around and was like, "Ah!"
Yeah. Yeah, it
Oh,
was a
it's
good
still great.
spot. I loved it. And this match just made me want to see Becky and Rollins versus Dom and Rhea.
Yeah.
Like that would be a great mixed tag match. You could make it for both titles as well.
Yeah.
And well, right now, maybe that wouldn't be something that happens soon, especially because Dom's not a main eventer. I don't think yet. At least for a championship match, not a main eventer. But I don't know. We can see it, and even if it's just some random one on Raw, I mean,
Yeah.
perfect, perfect. But yeah, that was a great match. Obviously you have four of the best, so it's gonna be great no matter what you do. Uh, I did like there was one spot where Rollins does that superplex and then the Falcon Arrow.
Yeah.
It really looked like the Judgment Day was going to win. Rollins went for the superplex, he got it, and then when he went to pick Priest up, Priest caught him with not the Falcon Arrow but the Broken Arrow. That's one of his signatures. So huge move of the
He
match.
stole it from Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
He stole that from Bad Bunny, but the fact that he still uses it even though he stole it just in the match against Bad Bunny and Backlash and keeps recalling it.
Yeah.
I hope we get a Damian Priest Bad Bunny rematch later in the year. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, that'd be crazy. I would love to see it in Puerto Rico again.
Yes.
Yeah, because that you got to have that atmosphere. It was such a good atmosphere for that match.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that spot was really good, and I really liked the ending. AJ went for the forearm, and it got reversed into a razor's edge. Basically, AJ went for it. Priest backed up. He rolled right into the razor's edge, and right before he was about to get that, right before not the 3 count, but right before he was about to capitalize, Rollins hit him with a stomp, and then they got the 1, 2, 3. I really thought Judgment Day was gonna win, and the fact that they
It was a
did
nice little
beat
swerve.
the fact that they did beat the tag team champions a few weeks back, that really does that made me think that they were gonna win, and I wasn't surprised when they didn't, but at the same time, I was really hoping that they would win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because they're one of my favorite stables right now.
Yeah, I get that.
So I would also just like to mention that I watch Monday Night Raw on Hulu. Obviously, Monday Night Raw is 3 hours. Hulu likes to cut it down to where it would be 2 hours, so it's about an hour and a half. I don't see some things. So my boy J Dog, he's got that stuff covered. So what happened that we haven't already talked about?
So, based off what I seen, the only two things that you didn't talk about that happened. Did you talk about Ricochet and Miz?
I did not. I know that was a qualifying match.
Oh, okay. So, that's another one. I just wanted to double check on that. Let me see if there's anything else real quick. I think that's it. So, Ricochet and Miz. I'm just going to say the three, and then I'm going to go into it. So, Ricochet and Miz was cut. In this share squash match was cut, and then a match between Alpha Academy and Imperium was cut, which is kind of weird because that's like a high level match.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so we start with a Money in the Bank qualifying match between The Miz and Ricochet, and with a lot of these matches, a majority of them, like I know exactly who's gonna win based off how they're being pushed. They set up a lot of their matches that way, so it makes it kind of easy. But anyway, so Ricochet versus The Miz is the Money in the Bank qualifying match, and I expected it to be like Ricochet showing off a lot of different things, being able to show himself off and stuff like that. And it was a lot more back and forth than I expected, especially with how Miz has been used lately. So, yeah, it's just a bunch of back and forth. Miz has really shown himself off. Like, I forget what he does, but he does, like, this sort of move off of the turnbuckle. It's kind of like, I don't remember what it is. He, like, rolls him off the turnbuckle and then turns it into his signature DDT.
Okay.
That he does. And one thing I never expected Miz to do that he did in this match is Miz literally hit a Hurricane Rana on Ricochet. And that blew my mind because I'm like, why haven't you done that before? If you knew how to do that. I wanted to see that before.
He's getting to that John Cena era of his career, because Cena came out in them older years just with the Hurricane Ranas and the weird-ass springboard stunner and all this other stuff that I'm forgetting about, and now The Miz is doing that stuff. He's just... Plus, he's such a inspiration, like John Cena is. Not to the extent, but... You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, basically, it's a lot of back and forth. The ending of the match is... There's a code breaker in the corner. I think that's what I was thinking. Was the code breaker out of the corner and sets up for a basement DDT. There was a victory roll by Miz, most likely. It got reversed. Nobody won off of that. Ricochet did a crescent kick to set up for a side DDT. Set him up. Had him laying flat by the turnbuckle. Goes up. Shooting star press. Ricochet pins him. 1, 2, 3. Ricochet qualifies for the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah,
so we already got two big start.
I wouldn't have expected The Miz to be in there.
Right.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have even expected him to be in one of the qualifying matches, to be honest.
I think it was just somebody they knew would make Ricochet look good.
I mean, he's so reliable.
It still gives Miz some exposure, which at this point he doesn't need exposure. We all know Miz is going to be a future Hall of Famer anyway, no matter what he does from now on. But yeah, so you already got two high-level stars in the Money in the Bank match to begin with. So that ought to be interesting.
Oh yeah.
All right, so from there we move on to the Indus chair squash match. Okay. I'm not even going to talk about it.
Indus chair win.
They face Indus chair face local talent. Attack them beforehand. Easy finisher. 1, 2, 3. They win.
Nice.
They've just been having them squash everybody. I really hope they don't have them face Sammy and Kevin. if they do. Sami and Kevin need to win. Because if Indus becomes tag team champions, I am going to be mad. And no, it is not because of it being Jinder Mahal, like, controlling the group, and it being Veer Mahan coming for, like, the 4th time already.
Right. It's just because they're Indian.
No, it's not because of that either. I'm not a fan of Veer Mahan's style of wrestling, and I just don't like Jinder Mahal.
I don't think
He
a
gets
lot
on my
of people
nerves.
really
He's annoying.
like Indus Sher.
I just don't like them getting pushed. Like, I think they deserve it, at least for a little bit, but I don't think they need titles. I think they just need to show themselves off. Anyway, that's not important. So next we get on with, it's Livid Kaiser, and he cuts a promo about Gunther's. Sorry about that. So Ludwig Kaiser comes out and talks about Gunther's victory on Saturday. So would this have been? I'm guessing this would have been after Night of Champions. But Mustafa Ali. I had to think. Did Gunther have a match? Okay, yeah. So Ludwig Kaiser cuts a promo saying that Gunther's victory was more impressive than Kevin Owens. I forgot to mention this. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are already out there. I skipped a part by accident.
You're forgetting.
I'm not forgetting. I skipped the first part. So let me start from the beginning. So they're showing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn walking backstage, and then they get back from commercial. After a recap from Night of Champions, you get Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on the mic. They talk about the win at Night of Champions. That's not just by defending their titles, but doing exactly what they said and watched what they set out to do, and watched the bloodline crumble and Roman Reigns get everything he deserved, and not in a good way.
Right.
And then Imperium comes out. Ludwig Kaiser cuts a promo saying that Gunther's win against Mustafa Ali was way more impressive, which obviously it's not true in my opinion. But I understand the purpose.
Right.
Kevin Owens says what? Oh, asked why they're here. I thought it said knows. I can't read apparently. Because last week they said his name and he came out, and then Kevin Owens just goes on a tangent. He's like, "Hey, we didn't say your name. You're not allowed to come out here unless we say your name. So I know why you're out here. It's because you said our name last week and we came out. But you're not allowed to come out unless we say your name." And it was just hilarious. And Sammy's like, No. It's actually an unwritten rule. There's an unwritten rule. Yeah, I think he's saying this to Imperium. There's an unwritten rule, actually, that you do have to say somebody's name in order for them to come out when you say so. I'm like, bruh, this comedy storyline, which it's not really comedy, but
switched from
the
serious
comedic
to
effect.
comedy very quickly.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
Very great as well.
Yeah. And Kevin Owens said, "You can't come out on your own initiative. This ain't no Wild West." And then they talk about they have a match against, not Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn botched the name, and he said American Alpha. He said, "You guys have a match against American Alpha. I mean, Alpha Academy tonight." And that they don't want to step to them because the last time they tried that they got embarrassed. And Ludwig basically called them embarrassing champions, that they don't deserve the titles. And then KO goes on another tangent. He's like, "So, I have a question real quick. We always hear from Mr. Slenderman over here. And we hear from Gunther. I want to hear what the bald guy has to say." And then Sammy starts leading a Baldy chant. It's just Baldy, 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 Baldy. And then they try to get Vinci to talk, and Vinci goes to talk, and then Ludwig cuts him off, and then goes off, and then you hear Chad Gable come down, and he's like, "Shh." It's a super long shoosh, and it was great. Anytime that Chad Gable interrupts somebody with that shoosh, especially now that they're a babyface tag team, it makes it 10 times better. And then we find out, which I think it was the thing beforehand, that Maxine Dupree is now officially a part of Alpha Academy, which I think is great.
Oh my goodness.
And then I don't know what gets said between Imperium and KO, but after that they say something, and then KO and Sammy are like, "Chad Gable, can you say the one thing that you say that's kind of funny?" And Chad Gable and Otis are like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he's like, you know the thing you say all the time." And then Chad Gable's like, "Yeah, oh, okay. Thank you." It was great, and that's when I sent you the message about it being them two being comedic gold.
Yeah.
I was like, bruh, that was one of my favorite segments. Just of like for that kind of segment to just be on a random Raw, for them to go off like that is comedic gold. And then they have their match, and as of what I know, I don't remember much from it. They have a pretty back and forth match, if I remember right. And then apparently Maxine Dupree hits a roundhouse kick on Valhalla and then runs away. I don't remember that.
When did the Viking Raiders get put in this?
I don't know. I don't know why Valhalla was out there.
Man, this is
so weird. I think Valhalla came out during the match to confront Maxine, and Maxine took her out. I don't know.
So Imperium won?
Yeah, it was back and forth. So Otis takes both of them out. World Strongest Slam on Vinci. His Stinger Splash on Kaiser. Kaiser falls to the ground. Caterpillar. Giovanni breaks up the pin. And then tagged to Gable. And then, yeah, it was a waist lock. He was going for, I don't remember his finisher name. Basically the roll into the German suplex.
O'Connor rolled German suplex.
They call it, for his finisher, they call it some specific, but I know that's the technical name for it, so we're going to stick with that. Yeah, goes for that, but Vinci hits a low blow. Ludwig and Chad are trading pins, and then Giovanni gets tagged in, spine buster into a kick and a powerbomb lift, and Imperium wins by an Imperial bomb.
Nice.
So, yeah,
seems
pretty
like the right
good match and pretty good segment. Yeah.
So moving on with SmackDown. I mean, this was a huge SmackDown, and I really enjoyed it. The first thing you had was, I mean, an insane Roman Reigns 1,000 days hype, because this obviously was the 1,000 day that Roman Reigns has been the Universal Champion, the undisputed champion of the WWE, and Roman, it went through like a timeline basically of the different champions and how long their reigns were, and you just seen like he surpassed Triple H, John Cena. I mean, did he? I don't think he surpassed Bob Backlund.
No, he the last three. Oh no, yeah, he did. Wait, no, sorry. No, he passed Pedro.
Yeah,
Pedro
Morales
was the last
Stone
one.
Cold. I mean, dude.
Last three are Bob Backlund, Hulk Hogan, and Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So you had that insane Roman Reigns hype, which I was that got me pretty hyped for the show, to be honest. And then the first thing you see after that cuts out is Austin Theory's dumb little face.
Nobody likes him.
Austin
Get
Theory,
out of here.
he cut a promo. I honestly, he's great. Theory is great. He's come into character. He's definitely
Boo.
he's improved. We got haters like J Dog who will say he hasn't. However,
No, I'm not saying he didn't improve. I'm just saying I don't like him.
boo,
He sucks. Boo.
you suck, J Dog. Boo.
Oh, you suck. Boo.
Anyway, Theory, he cut a promo, and eventually he introduced Pretty Deadly to come out because it's going to be Theory and Pretty Deadly taking on the Brawling Brutes. And they did their little thing. It seemed a little weird to me. Didn't really care for it. They did their promo, and then the match started. It was kind of funny seeing those two dressed up in those weird ass shirts, and then Austin Theory, who looks like a little kid compared to Sheamus. And then just these three dudes that one of them's crazy as fuck and two of them are like bar fighting gentlemen. It's insane.
For real.
So, yeah, it was pretty funny to see that. During this match, there was this move. They called it Cry Martini. Basically, one of the members of Pretty Deadly, they bend over in the corner. The other dude gets on the back, like it's back to back, and then that dude just slingshots off the other dude's back into a code breaker. It was crazy. They did that, and then spilled milk to Ridge Holland, and then Theory and Pretty Deadly won. It was a pretty good match. I liked it. Good showcase for both Theory and Pretty Deadly. But once again, giving the Brawling Brutes a trio loss, especially with them being a three-man group. It just seems off to me when that happens. But either way, it was fine. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Then we transitioned backstage. Paul Heyman was telling Solo Sikoa that the Usos cannot be around so that the Roman Reigns can have his special night. And yeah, this entire Bloodline storyline was insane. We'll get to that later on. Let's just move on right now. I can't wait to get to that. Backstage, you had the OC congratulating AJ Styles on the great match, and congratulations on a happy birthday to AJ Styles. I'm thinking he's like 45. Not sure about that, but AJ Styles basically, says thanks, and I hope you guys do good against Hit Row. It was a little weird. You had the OC and Gallows and Anderson taking on Hit Row as Shante the Adonis and fucking Top Dollar. Yeah, obviously you had AJ and Meat Shin on the outside along with B-Fab for Hit Row. Decent match. I don't really care for Hit Row. I know J-Dog does not either, isn't that right? Hit Row is just
no.
like,
I'm not a fan. They need a piece. They don't have a mouthpiece right now. They view B-Fab Top Dollar as the mouthpiece and Shante Adonis. Basically, it goes, the view is Shante Adonis is, I don't know, the athletic one out of the group. Top Dollar is the muscle, and then B-Fab's the piece. But B-Fab's a terrible mouthpiece. So, I'm just going to say that.
I think they need a leader. They don't have a leader. It feels weird.
They either, I hate to be this judgmental or this direct, but they either need somebody like Carmelo Hayes to take over and be the mouthpiece, or they just need to be let go. I hate to see, I would hate to see them let go. I think they do have potential. I think they do. But they need somebody to be the front person, and they don't have a person right now. They can't find that person, or they choose not to. Not really going to get anywhere, and I think they should just get let go.
Yeah.
Up in it, bitch, we tryna get higher. Put it back at cooking and rack me, eating that pack of bonus, stopper holding it down, pull up in the primary, rip the
so stop faking the cap. Yeah, killing the trapper, coming back, I'll break new loose, keep up in the track. I'm feeling the beachy, burning, healing, marketing, typing, baking me scream. Don't clap in the sea, air track and pee. I'm master love, but feet too deep. I'm switching my game, take passion, see even with my shot, no line to see.